Yo, 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 what's up? We're live. And yeah, we're gonna do some Heaps.io again. Here we go again. Oh shit, here we go again. Let's see what comes up if we search Heaps.io. Alright, apparently I can do pinned messages, so let me just type in some in real quick. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to. Let me. I press Shift Enter and it just I printed that. So let me try one more time. How's it going? How's it going? Somebody's watching us. How's it going, guys? You guys having a good time? What time is it in your place when you're watching from? Alright, that's what I wanted to say. Let me pin it in case someone wants to chat. So that we'll have it there. And let's get to it, guys. Let's get to Heaps.io. Here we go again. I don't know how many times I've started learning Heaps.io and then I let it go. And then I've come back to it again. Hey, Waldana. Top of the morning to you. 7:14 a.m. Ooh, look at you. Watching my stream at 7:14. That means you're really excited about Heaps.io, I guess. So, let's get to it. I'm gonna open up. Let's see if it's changed since the last time I've been on here. So far, no changes. Ooh. Oh, I haven't. I believe I haven't seen these GIFs. Do you call it GIFs? I believe I haven't seen these before. Let's see. I like the way this one looks a lot. And also that's Dead Cells, I'm guessing. The other ones, this one looks good too. The other ones, they appear kind of normal to me, art-wise. So, 2D, 3D game engine. Sorry, I'm having pineapples. It's open source. I might dive into the source. I might do it. Really tempted to do it. 308 forks. So it's in Haxe lib. It's in Haxe, right? H2, DH3, DHX, DHXSL tools. Is there a wiki on this? There is a wiki on it. page wiki. Does it contain anything? Yes, it does. All right. These live series are gonna be me diving deep within Heaps, because if you want to do a good tutorial on this, we need to dive deep. The last one I did, let me see. The last one I did was using this library. So this is the thing that I wrote myself. It's got 5 forks. Let's take a look at the forks too. But yeah, that's not the right link anymore. That's changed. But anyways, yeah, the last one that I did, it's not that deep. It's not that big of an accomplishment. It's a bit stupid, to be honest. Not bad for a tutorial for beginners, but still, it can be so much better. Oh my microphone's falling down. Right. Alright. So we are going to use this base code, but we're gonna edit it so much it's not gonna look like this. And yeah, let's take a look at the forks. Who forked this? Wait, that's not. How can I look at the forks? Do we have any pull requests? Nope. Any issues? Nope. It has 50 stars and no issues. Oh, you can take a look at forks here. Alright, so it's like these ECS for Heaps ones are really old. But let's take a look at this Heaps helpers things. Last comment on anything is like December 27th, 2020. So that's really old too. Description is a bit better. Anyways. Do you have any forks on the Heaps.io engine itself? That would be interesting, isn't it? Wouldn't it? Whoa. Who forked that? And why? Oh, I like the Deep Night for it. Let's take a look at Deep Night. You know it's a good fork? Because the fork has many forks itself. Like it has 3 forks itself. Oh, what's happening here? Fork into fork into fork. Let's take a look at it. I'm also here. I'm just looking for interesting things. If you don't know Deep Night, it's a game company, and the guy who runs it uses Heaps a lot. This is the guy who made Dead Cells, and the website is amazing. You gotta put up a website, and it needs to be looking something like this. But in this website, in the tutorials page, there is a Haxe plus Heaps tutorial. You gotta love this. We gotta go through this. It's like 4 parts. I'm gonna go through this first. We're gonna see what's interesting in here. Then, we're not gonna start here though. Let's see. We've got Heaps here. We're gonna go through the API. we're gonna start with the API documentation and samples. Base 2D, base 3D, just colors. We're gonna do all the samples. See how each one of these work. Especially this one. These are just code, right? So you can we're just gonna take a look at it. It's not gonna take that long. And then we need to go through the tutorials one more time for me to remember what's what. And then after that, we are going to go over this one. No, this one. Heaps.io source. We're gonna go through the source, see how it's working. I'm gonna see how it's working, not what. There's no. I'm gonna see how it's working, and that's gonna be helpful because it's gonna give us a deep intuition into Heaps, and we might even change the code to Heaps a little bit just to make it a little bit better. If there is a chance to make it better, of course. It's a pretty good game engine, but if I find an opening to make it better, I'm gonna do it. So it uses, it's compatible with OpenGL or DirectX, but I don't know how it works with DirectX or OpenGL. I need to find out. I need to take a look at the code, see how it's working, see what is possible and what is impossible with the code. And then after we worked with the code, we're gonna go over Deep Night's tutorials on Heaps.io. And when we're doing that, I might do a lot of these stuff off stream, so it's not boring. But then after we go over these tutorials here, we're gonna know a lot about Heaps.io, and we're gonna judge the tutorials based on our knowledge that we found going through the Heaps source itself. And then we'll take a look at the different forks of different people, see what's different from the main source, if it's anything useful. Fix for derivatives. Who's this comment for? No, that's not. Alright. We're gonna love the source. Then we're gonna learn all different stuff about Heaps.io, and then we're not gonna use, like the last time I did it, I wrote my own physics engine. I wrote a lot of stuff that are not that useful. We're gonna bind different physics engines and different helpful libraries from as external libraries. We're gonna use them. It's gonna be awesome. And then from our live streams, I'm gonna edit the videos, edit the live streams into bite-sized tutorials that you guys can watch and learn stuff from. But the final plan is gonna be for me to make a game and publish it on Steam. And I'm thinking about a multiplayer online game. That's all I know, but I'm gonna do that. Bruh, look at those comments. 11 contributions on November 22nd. This guy's active, working on a private thing. And 3 comments on November 20th on Deep Night libs, the general personal libs I use in my Haxe projects. This guy is a Haxe wizard. I reckon this is going to be really helpful. Let's start it. what does it contain? The end at M, my re-implementation of the math class with high performances in mind. Interesting. The end at color management library. Yeah, mostly works with and colors, unsigned integers. The end at decision helper. What the fuck is that? Nice tool to easily pick a value among many others using. What? DH.score. That. Trace all values in array and increase their internal score by 1 if they contain the letter O. That is weird. Why would you want a helper function like that? How is it useful? Why not just write it? That is weird. Anyways, let me take a look at Deep Night blog one more time. This is like, in tutorials we've got Dead Cell. All secrets of the procedural level design of dead cells. That can be interesting too. And then we've got a simple and generic 2D engine. Tutorials will explain generic game dev concepts. Let's take a look. Generic games. Generic games can be interesting. I'll use the Haxe language. If you don't know it yet, it's an amazing language that can compile to many targets, including Flash C or iOS, Android. However, the principles here are very generic and simple. Use a simple Laravel entity class, blah blah blah. Alright, I'm guessing we need to start with the Haxe itself. Haxe 4 is here. It was there the last time I used it. It was a long time ago. Why would you use Haxe? Use cases. Overview. Because the Haxe language can compile to many different platforms, that is useful in a wide variety of domains. Take a look at who's using Haxe. Explore some of the use cases below. Who is using Haxe? I'm going to get rid of this tab and this tab. Who is using Haxe? BBC's using Haxe? Oop. Why? Haxe programming language. Let's see if there are any articles on this that is not from Haxe themselves. Haxe Wikipedia. No, that's not good. Is it open source? Top tool. Haxe cross-platform development's best kept secret. What is Haxe? How is it different from other programming languages? Haxe introduction to Haxe. Haxe 80 level. Let's do Haxe Reddit. Something is fucking wrong with my laptop. Should I learn C++ or Haxe? That's good. That's a bad question, but it's a good question. Is Haxe worth learning? Good. Let's see. I'm gonna open these up later, cause Reddit, you know. So you can build games with it. Hex gives you a powerful type-safe language that can target JavaScript on the client and PHP, Node.js, or Neko on the server. Share code and APIs between the client and server seamlessly. I don't know how that can work. Like, if it's that good, why is it that people are still using JavaScript and Node.js and HTML and CSS and not HTML and CSS, that's not related, but JavaScript and React and like Node.js and PHP or C#. If it's that good, people are gonna use Haxe for everything. So that means it's not that good. It definitely has huge flaws, and it's not a viable option. But maybe it is. Maybe it's just unknown. I don't know. Anyways, you can share code between key platforms, access native functionality without sacrificing performance on mobile. That is weird. But anyways, desktop, you can build cross-platform desktop apps. Using custom UI libraries. And then you can do command CLI applications, cross-platform APIs. If you can do all that, that's, I don't know what to say. But then Haxe includes a set of features and a standard library supporting across all platforms like numeric data types, blah 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 blah. Many popular IDEs and source code editors have support available for Haxe development. All that shit. History. Yeah, give me a history lesson. Development of Haxe began in October 2005. The first alpha version was released November 14th, 2005. Haxe 1.0 was released in April 2006 with support for Adobe Flash, JavaScript, and Neko VM programs. C++ was added in 2009. That's bad. That sounds not right. Like it first is working with JavaScript and Adobe Flash, and then 2 years later support for C++, which is a fundamental language, let's put it this way, is added. That scares me a little bit. And then C# and Java are added in 2012. It was named Haxe because it was short, simple, and has an X inside it. Haxe is the successor to open source ActionScript 2 compiler, also built by Nicholas Canesi. Under the GNU General Public License version 2 or later. Compiler. Haxe language can compile bytecode into bytecode that can be executed directly by the virtual machines it targets. We can compile the source code in C++, JavaScript, PHP, C#, Java, Python, and Lua. That is really stupid. That is like a stupid solution for a really complicated problem. It is a solution, it works, but it's stupid. It's not a good solution. Like, we have all these different programming languages, and each of them exists for a solid reason. And then this guy was like, why not put them all together in one language? Why not have a language that can be compiled to each one of these different guys? And that's like, that's the thing. We created all these different guys for a reason. We wanted different things. We didn't want to have just one language. That's why we created all these different languages, and you're putting them all together. I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. But I'm gonna put up with that for now. Haxe also has an interpreter called eval. The same interpreter is also used compile time to run macros which allow modification of the AST. Right, guys, let me I want to say something. This is a bad time to be streaming. I know that. But I just wanted to start it and tell me when it's better for you guys, and I'll stream in that time. I'm assuming, like right now you can see my clock up there is 23:09. It's a bad time for me even to be streaming, but I just wanted to start it. Didn't want to like leave it for tomorrow. So yeah, there's that. I might be streaming like 6 p.m. so that'd be 18 p.m. No, there is no p.m. That's like 18 o'clock every day. Not every day. Maybe we can do weekends. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, tell me what time is better for you. If you really want to watch this. I'm gonna edit it out into bite-sized tutorials later anyways. But if you really want to watch this and see how I go about it, just tell me what time works better for you. But anyways, it compiles for these targets. Compiler backends that are responsible for generating responsive code, runtime specific APIs that go beyond the core language support platform targets. So output source code, you can do CLI web and desktop apps in Python, compile to Python. And then you can do like C++, Windows, Linux, and you can do anything through C++, server, desktop, mobile, CLI, game consoles. And it compiles to source code in C++. And so you can do C# for different like .NET framework, like virtual machines. Also for Java, that works too. Compiles to source. What is hash link? It talks about the language type system and also modules and namespaces, classes, generics, enumerated types, anonymous types, function types, abstract types, structural typing. Compiler. The Haxe compiler is divided into one front end and multiple backends. The front end creates abstract syntax tree from the source code and performs type checking, macro expansion. Backends translate the processed AST into source code or generate byte code. Alright. Compiler is written in OCaml. What? It can be run in server mode to provide code completion for integrated development environments. Alright. Integrated development environments. Ooh, fancy. There is a source code for Haxe. Haxe is right. Huh? What's going on in here now? Source code for Haxe. STD. It was updated 2 days ago. Tests, lips, plugins, and everything. Alright. That's interesting. Let's store that for later. Add it to our Haxe library. And then let's see here. Haxe is a language and compiler bundled with runtime. To my knowledge, it's unique. That's for 2017. It's designed to be platform agnostic. That can be useful, but always remember that's the stupid solution for that problem. That's like, we created this problem and then we're trying to solve it without touching the problem itself. We're gonna just add more complexity to get rid of all the symptoms that this problem is causing. We don't want to get rid of the symptoms, we want to solve the problem, and that is a fundamental problem. This is not a good solution, but it is a helpful solution that can make you a lot of money. That's for sure. Anyways, so we've got 80.level Haxe. It's an open source toolkit based on a modern, high-level, strictly typed programming language. It cross-compiler, complete cross-platform standard library, and ways to access each platform's native capabilities. I'm really curious about this part. Like, how is Heaps.io using OpenGL through Haxe? And how can we use other libraries through Haxe? I'm really curious about that part. Really, really curious. But anyways, alright. Alright. We've got this and that. So that is the plan. Let's get started. Install Haxe. We're gonna use Haxe for a while. This is gonna be just Haxe for some while before we consider using Heaps. We need to learn to use Haxe first. I'm not sure if there are any good Haxe tutorials on YouTube. Let's see. My computer's really slow. Apologize for that. Alright. Don't know what's going on with my computer. It's like making all these different kinds of sounds for whatever reason. For whatever reason. For whatever reason. Don't look at my feet. Don't look at it, please. Haxe tutorial. Let's see if we can actually put out a Haxe tutorial too. The first thing that pops up is my own video. Then Haxe tutorial, 49 minutes, get up and running with Haxe. 2.7 views 10 months ago. And then there is this playlist. Haxe Flixel. What is that? What is Haxe Flixel? Another game engine. But it's only 2D. My computer's really trying hard. Oh, I can't see how many views these guys have. Just like 54 videos. Booleans and comparisons is starting from scratch. We're not gonna start from scratch. Getters and setters, how getters and setters work in Haxe. Compilation server. Drastically speed up compilation times. How to use Reflect API to change objects in Haxe. I don't know any of that means. What any of that means. Cast keyword. Haxe Flixel. Alright. Then it goes on to Haxe Flixel. Let's see what this is. Yeah, this is not as good as. This is not as good as Heaps IO. We're gonna proceed with Heaps. And yeah, there are not that many good tutorials on Haxe either. $17K Haxe beginner's tutorial 2 years ago. That's really old. Maybe we can upgrade it and update it. Let's see how it is. Is it a good video?
Hello guys, welcome to this Haxe tutorial. This is going to be a Haxe beginner series where I'm going to go through some of, and also it's quite easy to learn. The benefit of writing in Haxe is that once you write your code once, you can compile it to a bunch of different platforms. So here are a couple of platforms it supports, and for example it can compile to JavaScript code, C++ code, C#, Java, the Java virtual machine, Python, Lua, PHP, Flash, even though you might not want to do that nowadays. And it also allows you to use features that are specific to each platform. So it's quite a handy language.
Maybe we can use those tutorials and not put out no tutorials. They're not bad. Guy's pretty calm. He doesn't curse like me. So that's a plus, I guess. Let me see what's up with my computer. Because it's crying. I'm guessing my memory's fucked up. Let's take a look at my resources. My CPU's not that bad. My memory's not that bad. Look at the network action. Ooh. I am guessing. My disk is fucked up. What is that? Decomps device. That's fucking up my. Stop. Alright, anyways. Let's install Haxe. explore it a little bit. And then we can Bubby Bababooey Bada Let me put it out in post about these live streams. Ask you guys for your preferred time for live streams. Alright. Let's get back to it. Alright. Let's install Heaps. Get the Haxe lib and Haxe lib directories. Set up everything and get to it. Use Haxe for a little bit. Learn Haxe. Alright, so it's kind of a false promise. The promise that write it in Haxe, compile it to anything that you want. Because Haxe achieves that through a set of libraries, like for mobile development. It's achieving that through OpenFL, Haxe UI, and Stable UI. That Haxe UI is probably written in Haxe. That's not the part that is problematic, but OpenFL and Stable UI, they probably need someone to port them for Haxe. And then when they are ported to Haxe, you're going to need to use a specific set of functions that are ported for OpenFL in Haxe. And when you use those functions, you need to compile to C++, and you need to use this library to compile for Android. So that means that's only going to work for Android. And you're gonna like have different statements, conditions. If it's on Android, do this. If it's on, I don't know, iOS, do this to achieve cross-platform functionality. And why not just write it in C++? If that's what you're doing. Like, how is it better than C++ if you're constrained to those libraries? It's not better, and it's even worse, because it's going to be slower. You're not going to have that much control over your libraries either, because they're ported to Haxe. They're not original. So, I don't understand. It's a bit stupid. But I mean, it's a cheap solution for a very big problem. And we're gonna go dive deep in it. Just because. Just because we can. Was it like that? Alright. Let's check out desktop too. Castle DB, a structured static database for easing collaboration on game projects, built with and for Haxe using Node WebKit. I don't know about that part, Chief. It's also using OpenFL, Wax, Electron, React Native. Alright, you can use React with Haxe. That is impressive. Let's just work. People are porting the different libraries for Haxe. Put in work and money into something stupid, it's gonna become popular. Those are historical quotes. Or maybe historic quotes. I don't know. Haxe documentation introduction. Get started with Haxe and C#. So why is it different? Why is it different? That's all I'm asking. You can get started with this specific platform. Click on a logo to learn how to set up development environment and how to proceed from there. I'm getting mad. Like, if it's platform agnostic, why do you have to set it up with a specific platform? That's what I'm saying, right? It's not platform agnostic. It's just adding one layer on top of the problem that already exists. It doesn't solve it. It's just this stupid solution. Alright. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways. This is driving me crazy. My laptop is driving me crazy. We're gonna go through these different stuff. Code.haxe. The code cookbook Haxe. Haxe code snippets, examples, and tutorials. Let's take a look at it. Alright. What do you have for beginners? I don't care about that part. Got the introduction. Hey, what is Haxe about? This document, hello world and history. And we've got types, type system, class expressions, compiler usage, compiler features. That part is interesting. Macros. Standard library. need to go through these stuff because these are important. If you want to write good Haxe code, you need to go through them. Then we've got the beginner tutorials using arrays, conditional compilation, working with date and time, declare classes. I'm gonna go through these offline. I'm not gonna live stream these guys because they're just boring. They don't contain anything. Just boring information that I need to go through. I might go through these too, give you a brief explanation of what I figured out from it. And yeah, let me bookmark these real quick. Here. Haxe Heaps. Let's call it that. Alright, that's it for today. I'm gonna go through these stuff. I'm gonna become a Haxe expert theoretically, and then we're gonna start coding stuff in Haxe. Try to connect it with OpenGL, try to connect it with, I don't know, physics libraries, figure out how Haxe works, and then we're gonna dive deep within Heaps.io engine, the source code. We're gonna understand how the source code works, and then after that, we're gonna start cooking games, baby. We're gonna do shit. We're gonna do cool shit, things that have never existed before. That's what's gonna happen. I wanna come up with a game idea that is based on some nice algorithm, some nice system, some nice code, but then design my game around that nice, beautiful, joyful system or / toy. That system's gonna be like something that nobody has seen before. It's gonna be the key point in it. People are gonna be interested to play with that system. So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know what time works best for you for the live streams. And peace out.